And is the interpreter still in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. We need to connect Mr. Castro with the phone and then we'll get going. Mr. Castro, can you hear me?
Señor Castro, ¿me oye? Yes.
And you can see me on the monitor?
Yes.
So Mr. Hamilton is here for the people. Mr. Van Zandt is present for defense. Mr. Van Zandt, did you receive a copy of the information?
Yes, acknowledge receipt of the information, waive formal reading, arraignment, advisement of rights, enter pleas of not guilty, deny all the enhancements. Ask that a jury trial be set, time is not waived.
So what is the last day available to us, Madam Clerk?
Well, the 60th day would be August 11th, and we go 30 days past that, is that correct?
Well, the 60th day is not August 11th.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's July 14th.
And 30 days beyond that?
Judge, could I speak to that?
Is that, who is that?
Yeah, that's Garrett Hamilton, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Hamilton.
I'd be curious what Mr. Van Zandt's interpretation is of the most recent order from Judicial Council about the trial days, because I read it this morning, and my understanding of it is that we only have 60 days from today because the last day for this case is not June 15th or prior. And so I don't think we have 90 days, but I would be curious what the court and Mr. Van Zandt think about that.
Mr. Van Zandt?
Well, I know for certain that we don't have the 90-day extension. Whether there's any extension at all, I'm not certain on either. It could be 0 days, it could be 30, it could be 60. So for now, I'd ask to set it within 60. If the Chief Justice issues a clarifying order later, then that could be a basis for extending the trial.
I kind of agree with Mr. Van Zandt. I want to take the most conservative approach at this time, and I'm prepared to set the case for a jury trial to begin on July 13. How does that date sound?
I think that is appropriate, Your Honor.
Mr. Van Zandt?
Ready, I'll be available.
Do you want to give me a limited time waiver till that date, or time not waived?
Let's set it for now, time not waived.
Right. So July 13. Mr. Hamilton, what's your best estimate of the length of the trial?
I'm tempted to say 10 days, Your Honor, but the reality is 15 might be more appropriate. Life case, the jury selection, I feel very comfortable saying it'll be less than 15 days, even though it might end up being more like 10 to 12. But I want to say 15.
Mr. Van Zandt?
Well, certainly we would, in normal times, we would get this done in 10 days or less, without question. I'm going to factor in 2 more days of jury selection. So that, I think 10 days is good, but I think 12 days might also be correct.
We'll go ahead and indicate 15 days for trial. Madam Clerk, let the jury commissioner know we will need more than one panel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so July 13 is the trial date, starting at 9 o'clock. And then I think we'll do a pre-trial readiness conference on Monday, July 6th, a little earlier than normal.
Well, this is a Department 7 case, and Judge Reed does his TRCs at Wednesdays, but if the court wants to set it Monday earlier.
Thank you. I didn't realize this was a 7 case. I assumed it was a 14 case. So
Then we'll have to change the jury trial date, Your Honor.
yes, we will. So forget the date. It's a Department 7 case. So he's on a different schedule. So the jury trial will have to begin on
Wouldn't it be the same?
July.
No?
No, he's on a different schedule. The jury trial would begin on July 6th, not July 13th. And the trial readiness conference will be on, well, we'll put it on July 1, 9 o'clock for both. The last date of file motion will be June the 5th.
Judge, can I speak to that TRC date?
Yes,
I'd really like to avoid that week, if at all possible.
well, you know what? It's okay. We'll put it earlier. In a case of this nature, the earlier the better.
And also, I was going to ask, I think it would be wise to set a TRC in maybe the second or third week. Not a TRC, sorry, an EDC.
EDC,
Maybe like the second or third week of June. I don't know if Mr. Van Zandt.
are you okay with an early disposition conference, Mr. Van Zandt?
Yes.
Well, let me first set your trial readiness conference. We know the jury trial in Department 7 will begin on July the 6th. And Mr. Hamilton, you want to avoid the week of June 29.
Yes.
So how about June 19
Yes.
I'm available.
for trial readiness conference?
EDC, you mean?
No, I still got to set a trial readiness conference for you.
Right.
You said you wanted to avoid the week. Okay, the only thing that's certain at this point is July 6th for trial.
Okay.
You don't want to have a TRC the week before, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, correct.
So we got to move back in time. So your trial readiness conference would be on June 19
That's fine.
at 9 a.m. Now you want me to set an early disposition conference. How about June the 5th?
If we can have it June
You want it even earlier?
June 3rd.
June 3rd, okay, Mr. Hamilton?
Yes, Your Honor, it is. Thank you.
Early disposition conference on June the 3rd, Department 7, 9 o'clock.
For that court date, Mr. Castro has to be brought over in the morning, because if there's an offer and I have to convey the offer to him, and if he accepts it, then I'd rather have him there in person.
Well, if he has to be brought over, he'll be brought over in the afternoon.
Okay, then, all right,
You guys can talk in the morning,
that's fine.
okay? Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Muy bien, gracias a todos. Adiós, señor.
Well, that was a marathon.